Hi, good morning. This is Sarah, the Healthy Home Economist, and it's Video Thursday again. And what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about grains and traditional and proper preparation of grains. In our society today, our modern society, grains are hardly ever prepared traditionally, and this is one of the reasons why there's so many wheat allergies, so many grain allergies going around, is because wheat is being processed in a modern way with yeast that makes it rise quickly and does not give it enough time for all the anti-nutrients and the gluten to break down as traditional peoples practiced in their cooking preparation methods. And when you don't break down the gluten and you don't break down the anti-nutrients in the hulls of the wheat, then you can have an allergenic reaction, and that's what a lot of people are experiencing. If any of you are watching and have gluten intolerances or wheat intolerances, and they're not too severe, they're just, maybe mildly moderate to mild, you may want to try traditional preparation of wheat, because you may find you can enjoy wheat again. A lot of people find that. And for those of you that are severe, perhaps if you stay off wheat for a while and let your system heal, and then go and try some wheat properly prepared, then you may find again that you can enjoy wheat. It's not a life sentence that you have to stay away from it forever. So with that, I will tell you briefly what the three traditional preparation methods are for grains. Number one, you can sprout them, and I'm going to cover that in a later video Thursday. That needs a video all on its own. Also, you can ferment the dough. That's what a traditional sourdough is, and we'll cover that in a later topic. But today I'm going to talk about soaking your grains. And when you want to soak your grains, that would be to soak them 8 hours or more, 8 hours or overnight, in some sort of a slightly acidic medium, which will, in a warm environment, say on the kitchen counter, and that will break down the gluten, it will break down the anti-nutrients in the wheat, and make the grain much more digestible, much easier for the body to extract the wonderful nutrients from the grain, and also it will be more filling. You won't eat as much. You'll be surprised how much less you eat when your food is more nutritious and more digestible. When your food is more digestible, signals your brain that you don't need to eat as much, and you get full more quickly. So this is wonderful if you're you're attempting weight loss, and also just if you want to get the most out of your food. So with that, I'm going to talk to you about how I make pancakes in my home. Most pancake recipes, you just throw some flour in there and mix it up, and boom, you make the pancakes right away. Traditional way to make pancakes is to soak the flour overnight. So it takes a little bit of thought beforehand. This is something that I tend to do the night before I go to bed. And it's very easy to do, and then the next morning you just add your eggs and your baking soda and all of that and make your pancakes in the morning as usual. You just have to think a little bit ahead and soak the flour the night before. So as you can see here, I've got some flour. I just took it out of the freezer because I grind my flour fresh. I do it about once a month, and I grind enough to last me for about a month. And the great thing about freezing your flour is you're locking in all the nutrition. But, as you can see, I just took this out of the freezer. I can use it right out of the freezer. There's no thawing required. So you don't lose anything by freezing your flour. And I'm going to put 2 scoops of fresh flour here in the bowl. Generally speaking, for every cup of flour that you use, you want 1 cup of the liquid, the soaking liquid that you're going to use. In this case, I'm going to use soured raw milk. Now, I'll just briefly talk about soured raw milk. You can't do this with pasteurized milk. Pasteurized milk, when it goes past its use-by date, it goes putrid, and it's dangerous to drink, and you have to throw it out. Raw milk is completely different. Raw milk has beneficial bacteria in it, and as it gets older and maybe it loses its fresh taste, it starts to sour naturally into what's called a clabbered milk, which is almost like a drinkable yogurt type of a product. And this is caused by the acidophilus and the bifidus in the milk eating up the lactose, which is the milk sugar. So soured milk is actually a very healthy product. It is not dangerous at all. Do not do this with pasteurized milk. Only do this if you have raw milk. If you do not have access to raw milk, then you can use yogurt. You can use kefir. And if you have a milk allergy, you can also use water and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, or water and a little bit of lemon juice. And I'll put the ratios of that written in my blog. But for today, I have some raw milk that we didn't use up. It's slightly soured. It's no longer good for drinking, but it's certainly great for soaking. It's in a slightly acidic medium. I've got 2 cups here to go with the 2 cups of flour. And you pour it in, and you just stir it up, mix it up well. That's all you do. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a cloth and you're going to cover it and take a rubber band, just secure it overnight, or I guess this would generally be overnight, but it's in the morning here. I'm going to pick up in the afternoon, so I'm going to leave this for 8 hours. I'm just going to leave it on the counter for 8 hours and let it soak, and that soured milk will work on the flour, break down the gluten, break down the anti-nutrients, and then you'll be ready to add the rest of your ingredients. And I'll show you the texture of this in about 8 hours and show you what it looks like. It's 8 hours later, and let's see what we've got. As you can see, the batter has become quite gluey. Now you'll notice sometimes it'll be more gluey than others. Sometimes it's really gluey. I mean, you can practically stretch it up to the ceiling. And other times it's only semi-gluey, which is what I've got right here. Either one is fine. Don't worry about the texture of it, and you'll get used to working with this type of gluey flour after a while. It's really not a big deal. The great thing about soaking whole wheat flour, like I've just showed you, is that it lightens the whole wheatness. It's not so heavy. So when you make whole wheat pancakes and you soak them, they're going to be much lighter and more like pancakes that you would make out of white flour. So they're much more enjoyable that way. Also, soaking the flour and breaking down the gluten and it allows the nutrients to be absorbed more readily. You'll find you get filled up more quickly. I may have already mentioned that earlier. It's been 8 hours, so I've forgotten what I said this morning. But the point is that this will be much more digestible for you. You'll find that you get a lot less tired. I don't know if you've ever noticed that when you eat a lot of grains, you sometimes get quite tired. You won't get that way as much after you eat grains that have been properly soaked. So now that you've got your pancake batter soaked, you can just add your eggs and your baking soda and the other ingredients that you need to make your batter, and then you just cook them up just like normal. This is Sarah, the Healthy Home Economist. I hope that this video has helped you understand one of the 3 aspects of traditional preparation of grains. We'll cover the other 2 aspects in future videos. And I would love to have your comments on my blog about what you've seen today. Any questions you have, I'd be happy to answer them. Have a great day.